We're here today to draw attention to a bill that would have important protection to victims of violent crime when they have to testify in court. We're also here to strongly urge lawmakers in Sacramento to pass this legislation. Senate Bill 603 is authored by State Senator Ben Hueso, who is here with us today. It would prohibit defendants who are representing themselves in court from directly questioning victims under certain circumstances. The bill applies to victims of specific felony crimes, including all sex crimes, stalking, elder abuse, child abuse, and domestic violence cases. Defendants have a right to represent themselves in court. It's known as a pro per defendant. But it's an injustice for them to personally cross-examine a person that they've terrorized, abused, molested, or stalked during the initial crime. Instead, SB 603 builds in a simple but important layer of protection for the most vulnerable victims. It protects a defendant's constitutional rights while at the same time protecting victims' rights during the process. It allows the court to appoint a standby counsel to read a pro per defendant's questions to the victim, limiting the traumatization that can occur and reoccur in court. The bill is common sense, and it's long overdue. And this bill needs to make it to the floor of the legislature for a vote. Victims of sex crimes and other violent crimes already face an assault on their dignity during their testimony. Current law does not include specific protections for those who would have to bear direct questioning by their attacker in court. California needs to close this loophole and protect individuals from being re-traumatized and re-victimized while they're on the witness stand. Usually we lead the way in California, but in this case, we're behind. Other states, including Kentucky, Washington, and Virginia, have used this procedure, and it has been upheld by the reviewing courts. On Monday, the bill goes before the Senate Appropriations Committee. As sponsor of this legislation, we're working closely with the California District Attorneys Association, victim rights groups, and other supporters to make sure that it goes out to the legislative body as a whole. As mentioned, Senator Ben Hueso has authored this bill and has been a leader in protecting the rights of victims. And I want to thank him for recognizing and supporting this very important issue.
We have come up with a bill that is tested. It's already being employed in different parts of the state successfully, and it's being done in a way where nobody's rights are violated, but victims are protected.
Many people out there in our society decide not to report or prosecute rape crimes because they don't want to have to relive their pain or to go through the grueling process of a trial. It is hard enough for victims like myself to just simply sit in the same room as the person who attacked them, let alone answer questions from them. I want to stress that defendants do have rights, but victims have rights too.
This bill is worth going to battle for, and that's why we're here today. We urge the public to voice their support for SB 603 by, as Senator Hueso mentioned, contacting your state representative in both the Senate and the Assembly to let them know that you support this. Take a minute, pick up the telephone, send an email. Calls and emails from constituents, victims, families really matter, and make sure that we all stand up for SB 603.